Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. It's Wednesday. My name is Stan Houston. This is Interesting Ideas. And today we're going to talk about why Donald Trump will be okay. That's right. He may not win the presidency, but he'll be okay. And I'm going to tell you why. And partly it's because of what the second part of the program is about, is how do you make them feel? How do you make them feel? And that's one of the keys to success. And that'll be what we're going to move on today, and then perhaps get ready for the end of the week where we have a little lesson in how to build your own Starship Enterprise. I'm Stan Houston. The program is Interesting Ideas, and it begins right now.
What's up, Doc?
Again, the world continues to be in a mess, and one of the things we are lacking is simply the quality of inspirational leadership in almost every sector of society, and of course, in almost every country. It's not a good time. However, it's the time we've got. And we have to deal with it and try and raise our children so that they can have a good future and build a business so that civilization at least has a way to make money and create goods. And of course, we have to find ways to maintain some spiritual impact and insight into our life and business. In effect, we have to do a little soul work. Hey, here we go. First of all, Donald Trump was indicted again yesterday, and it was the third indictment. And despite what all the pundits say, it's not that important. And the gentleman, and that's Jack Smith, who's out to get Trump. That's just it, as part of what the Democratic Party is all about, is they have to stop Trump. Now, they would like to elect Joe Biden, if that's their best candidate, but they're out to stop Trump because he would be in the way of doing just that. Here's the deal that we have to understand, is that what is true is that no matter what they have done, Trump will not go to jail. That will not happen. First of all, the various indictments are very thin, and they will be hard to prove. And they will be hard to prove beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, they do have an advantage, is that one of the trials is in New York City, and there will not be a fair jury. But what will happen is that the trial will be appealed, and there's very little chance that it will succeed on appeal. And that's just the fact. And on the other ones, they will be appealed. And again, they are so thin, they will probably not even make it. And if they do, they will be appealed to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court will rule in Donald Trump's favor. So when all is said and done, and all the commotion goes forward, the problems that Joe Biden has will continue. The problems that Donald Trump has will continue. However, when it's all over, whether Trump wins or loses the presidency, he's going to be okay. He'll be angry, he'll be mad, and probably has every right to do that. But he will be okay. He is a multi-billionaire, and he has a business that's going to continue to go and grow. And he has a nice place to live, and he has a nice pension, and he has the ability to do whatever he wants to do in terms of his worldly well-being. So that's the deal. He will land up okay in some way. And if he becomes president, there will be, you know what to pay, and that's part of the reason that there is so much. If he does become president, not only will he pardon himself from all things, which he has the right to do, but he will be a force to reckon with. And of course, that means that hundreds and hundreds of government positions will be eliminated. I mean, they will be. He will be the one who will go through the federal bureaucracy, and he doesn't have to worry about being reelected, and he will put people in place that he trusts, and they will very much do what he wants to do, and all of those plans that people had in terms of the sustainable green energy, that stuff is going to be shut down. The industry of energy is going to boom, and a lot of things in terms of other people's agendas will be threatened. And that's just what's going to happen. And as someone has said, there are thousands and thousands of bureaucrats whose job depends on the fact that the federal government is big and going and growing and bloated, and they prosper off it. Some of the richest counties in terms of income in the United States tend to be right around Washington, D.C., and we know the reason for that. So Donald Trump will be okay. Now, why is that partly the case? Well, first of all, what people don't understand, and I think some people get, is that Donald Trump, through his energy and personality, gives people a right to express their feelings. And feelings are important, and we'll talk about that. But right now, one of the better comments that I heard one time was, I believe it was Rush Limbaugh who was asking this one woman, and he said, well, why do you support Donald Trump? And she simply said this. She said, because he loves America, and he loves us, and he makes us feel important. Oh, he loves America. That's her feeling. He loves what she loves. He loves us. Now, you may say it's not really true. That's how they feel. And when he says all of these elite people and all these organizations are out to get you, but you I will take care of, I'm for you, he makes us feel important. And that is going to be very, very important. Many of the arguments that say that if Donald Trump is nominated for the presidency by the Republican Party, then the Democrats will win, and they might. Some have then said that's why we have to have somebody else, because Trump can't win. Well, the problem is, if Trump doesn't win, on the Republican side, maybe nobody will win, because millions of people will feel that they have been disinherited, that they have been dissed, and they just won't participate. And the other Republican candidate will be in a mess. And everything I've said has caused a number of you to have some strong feelings in so many ways. Some of you are angry at me, some of you are happy with me, some of you don't know what to do with me, but it doesn't erase, it raises our emotional temperatures, it raises our feelings. And that's something we have to consider. Hey, that was just a little commentary. Again, I say, For many of my lifetime, I was young and stupid, and that extended into a long part of my adult maturity. I'm getting over it, but I do think that's perhaps, and I will just simply observe because it will be an interesting engagement because ultimately political solutions never work, and ultimately politics is not real and it's not vital. That's another feeling of mine. I'm Stan Houston. These are interesting ideas, and let's talk about that feeling thing. We'll be right back.
'Tis a gift to be simple, 'tis a gift to be free, 'tis a gift to come down where we ought to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight.
Maya Angelou, who has recently, in the last few years, passed on, but a writer and a thinker and a philosopher, African-American woman who made her mark. And she was quoted and requoted today in an article with a nice poster which said something like this: I've learned that people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Let me put that again. I've learned that people will forget what you said. Of course. People will forget what you did. Yeah, you know that. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Well, I just simply point that out because, in effect, in terms of the success of our life and business, we forget, we think it's the facts. We think it's the features and benefits. We forget that most of that stuff doesn't work. Now, the Democratic position the other day, one woman said, oh, people are going to be very, very happy about the Inflation Reduction Act that we passed, and about the CHIPS Act, which will help recharge the computer chip industry in America. I said, they won't care less. That will not be an issue. Nobody will say, I feel that I should vote for, because they did any of those things. And so, in effect, I'm really encouraging myself to, first of all, have what I call, and I borrowed this from somebody else, the habit of presence. Anytime you can, seek to be very present. See if I can treat each person as if they were the most important person in the world. Learn to be, as I oftentimes teach in my coaching, be fully there and no place else. One of the comments, and I guess this is a bit of self-promotion, but one of my clients one time recommended me to another person, and then I simply asked the question. Afterwards, I said, thank you very much. I think it would be helpful for me to know why you called me up and why you might want to deal with me. And he said, because I talked to one of your clients, and she said, Stan Houston will listen to you like you've never been listened to before. Well, I hope that's true. But I've learned that that is true. I oftentimes say in sales and marketing, What do you want your customer, your prospect, to feel? What do you want them to experience? What do you want them to know? And what do you want them to do? If you have those four things in mind, and you have a way of seeking to get that communicated and in such a way that's persuasive and engaging and emotional, and we're going to talk about that perhaps later on this week when we talk about the E factor, then move on from there. So there we are today. Donald Trump will be okay. Just watch how it flows. And I think you'll see that that's probably true. And he truly is one of the more fearless persons around. He's not afraid of this. Then, how does he make people feel? As I say, he has an incredible audience. And your job is to figure out how people draw an audience. And so you have, whether you like it or not, you have to learn from one of the guys who truly is a master of doing the audience. So, always learn. And by the way, that will be very, very important for you to take care of your brain. Yes, always learning is good for your brain. And that's another subject we'll talk about. Now, again, I've learned that people forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Just let that sit on your head on this Wednesday and see if it makes a difference in your life in the days to come. Hey, all the best and blessings to you. Please reach out to me, stanhouston@gmail.com. stanhouston@gmail.com. Interesting Ideas podcast is our flagship program. I lead whatittakesradio.com, whatittakesradio.com. And you see, one of the things that a podcast, which is sound and living voices and energy and emotion and pause for effect, it is designed not just to inform, it is designed to inspire, perhaps engage, and perhaps to touch your feelings. And that is important. Also, be blessed, and I really mean that. Your day will be better because I've sent some blessings to you. All the best and blessings. Till next time, bye for now.